My stepmom tried to flip my mom's vintage Rolex until the vault talked back. My stepmom, Brenda, thinks she's a lifestyle influencer, but she's really just a professional gold digger. She's been eyeing my late mother's vintage watch collection for months, calling them clunky relics that should be liquidated for the brand. While my dad was away at a golf tournament, Brenda invited a high-end luxury appraiser to the house. She'd finally guessed the code to the study's floor safe. I watched from the doorway as she reached for a 1965 Rolex Daytona. "Watch and learn, sweetie," she smirked. "This is how you optimize an inheritance." But as she lifted the display tray, the safe's interior light turned blood red. A calm, digital voice filled the room. Identity not recognized. Security protocol initiated. Notifying owner and local authorities. Brenda's face went white as a notification chime echoed from the hallway. It was my dad. He hadn't gone to the tournament. He'd been sitting in the driveway waiting for the silent alert to hit his phone. He walked in, tossing a single cardboard box at her feet. "The appraiser can stay," he said coldly. "He can value that wedding ring I bought you, because you're going to need the cash for a divorce lawyer." My mom was a security software engineer. "Brenda, you wanted a timeless piece? Well, your time is officially up." My stepmom tried to auction my grandfather's coins. Then the prenup kicked in. My stepmom, Victoria, treats our house like her personal pawn shop. She's obsessed with luxury upgrades, which usually just means selling my family's history to pay for her country club fees. While my dad was at a gala last night, I caught her in the library with a private buyer. She had my grandfather's rare gold coin collection spread out on the desk. "It's a shame to let this old metal gather dust, you know," she smirked. "Let's turn it into a new wardrobe." She snapped open the final velvet display case, but her smug grin vanished. Tucked under the coins was a neon yellow envelope, a certified copy of her own prenuptial agreement. See, my grandfather was a high-stakes litigator. He'd added a conduct clause to his will. If Victoria ever attempted to liquidate family heirlooms without my written consent, her spousal support and her right to the house were instantly forfeited. The door swung open. It was my dad. The silent alarm in the case had sent a live video feed straight to his phone. He didn't even raise his voice. He just pointed to the driveway and said, "I've already called your Uber. Don't let the door hit your designer heels on the way out. Greed looks cheap on you, Victoria, and now you're officially bankrupt." My stepmom tried to donate my mom's designer archive until the tracker beeped. My stepmom, Monica, loves the phrase "out with the old." To her, that means selling my late mom's vintage couture collection to fund her own influencer lifestyle. While my dad was at an overnight conference, I caught Monica loading mom's rare Hermes bags into the trunk of a stranger's car. She told me she was donating to charity because the house felt cluttered. As she handed over the final Birkin, a high-pitched, rhythmic beeping started coming from inside the bag. Monica scrambled to find the source, but the bag's lining was professionally sealed. Suddenly, the car was blocked in by my dad's SUV. He didn't even get out of the car. He just lowered the window and held up his phone. It showed a GPS map with a bright red dot pulsing right in our driveway. See, my mom was a private investigator. She'd sewn air tags into the linings of her most prized pieces years ago. Dad had the alerts set to his phone since the day she passed. He looked at Monica, then at the charity buyer, who turned out to be a well-known luxury reseller. "The only thing getting donated today, Monica, is your designer wardrobe to the local thrift store, because you won't be needing it where you're going. You tried to sell my mom's legacy, Monica, but in the end, you're the one who got hauled away." My stepmom won Mother of the Year until the mic went live. My stepmom, Chloe, is a wellness influencer who built her entire brand on being the perfect, selfless bonus mom. In her videos, she's all smiles and organic green juice, but the second the camera stops, she treats me like an unwanted house guest. Last night, she was hosting a motherhood gala at our house. She'd spent all week making me prep the catering and scrub the floors, only to tell me I was too messy to actually attend the party. She wanted the aesthetic to stay perfect. Right before her big keynote speech, she cornered me in the kitchen. She hissed, "Stay in the back, you little brat. You're a stain on my reputation and you're ruining my engagement metrics. Nobody wants to see a troubled teen like you." What she didn't realize was that her high-end wireless lapel mic was already live. Her voice boomed through the ballroom speakers, silencing the entire crowd of donors, and my dad, when she walked onto the stage expecting a standing ovation, she got a room full of cell phones recording her instead. My dad was standing by the tech booth, looking at her like he'd finally woken up from a bad dream. He didn't even wait for her to speak. He just grabbed the microphone and said, "The brand is over, Chloe, and so are we. Pack your ring light." "You wanted to be influential, Chloe? Well, you just influenced your way right out of a marriage." My stepmom tried to sabotage my Ivy League scholarship until the logs leaked. My stepmom, Sandra, is obsessed with her own daughter being #1. When I won a full-ride scholarship to my dream university, she didn't celebrate. She went to work. 2 days later, the admissions office called. Someone had sent an anonymous tip claiming I'd plagiarized my entire application. My future was crumbling in real time, and Sandra was suddenly so sorry for my bad luck. I knew it was her. Sandra thinks she's tech-savvy, but she forgot one thing. My dad is a cybersecurity pro. He'd installed a keystroke logger on the home computer after a security scare last month. That night at dinner, Dad placed his laptop on the table. He didn't say a word as he hit play. We all watched the screen as the logs showed Sandra's exact words, typed at midnight, detailing the vague allegations. Dad didn't even finish his meal. He just slid a printed copy of the logs across the table, followed by the contact info for a divorce attorney. "The university already has the proof of your fraud, Sandra," he said coldly. "The only thing you're #1 at now is being single. You tried to delete my future to help your daughters, Sandra, but in the end, you're the one who got canceled."